Alrighty. So this car has been done since Christmas time. I actually got it done on December 17th of 22. I know that because that's the day I got married. I actually got this bad boy was still on the jack stands at 2 o'clock that day. And I was getting married at 5. And I drove this to the wedding. So, been quite a journey. Here's my puppy. Hi, buddy. Yeah. All right. All right, go lay down. Go. Go lay down. Go lay down. I don't hear you panting nonstop. All right. So, car has been, pretty reliable. The only issues that I've had with the car were just completely and totally self-inflicted. Yes, I'm shirtless. I don't regret anything. So, reliability issues were all the problems that were caused by me. Let's flip you around here. First problem I had. Where's it at? Here it is. So as you guys can see, there's a hole in this bag right here. That was caused by the, when we put these wheels on, I didn't check it. I just kind of spun it, and it spun. When it was in the air, it spun free, but when the weight of the car kind of pushes the bag out a little bit, it was enough to rub. So obviously I didn't want to buy new wheels because I'm excited that these actually clear the brakes and the fenders when I air it out. So to fix that problem, I got these garage line spacers or whatever I think it's garage line. Yeah, garage line spacers. These are hub centric spacers, 15 millimeter spacers. It had these weird non-hub centric ones in the front of the car wobbled over 80. It was terrible. So we got hub centric this time, but these were actually supposed to be bolted to the hub, and then the wheels bolted to the spacer. I don't like that design. Also, it wasn't going to work because the lug nuts were sticking out too far when they were bolted on and were hitting the rim, so I couldn't bolt the rim up to it. So what I did was I pulled the rotor off, and I put extended ARP wheel studs. Here's the part number. Mazda Miata is what that says. Yeah, but now you know. So, Mazda Miata extended wheel studs are what works on these bad boys. And then I just bolted the wheel to the extended studs and kind of sandwiched that spacer in between there. It works perfect. It drives better than it ever has. So that was problem number 1. Problem number 2, I'm running a GTO power steering pump. Because the engine obviously came out of a GTO, as some of you guys know. When that happens, the GTO power steering line comes out back here. And it used to come out and go straight down into the rack right there. Well, the problem is the line that I had, it was rubbing on the positive on the alternator as it's charging, because I forgot to put a cover on it because it's a aftermarket wire. I just didn't think nothing of it. I was in such a hurry that day to get to my wedding, I forgot. Well, as the power steering line rubbed through the coating that was on it, it eventually shorted the ground and caused the power steering line to glow red hot, deteriorate, and it started spraying fluid under here. There was a big old fire, and it's not a good time. But we were able to get it out pretty quickly, and thankfully able to save the car. So I had a custom power steering line made that's a little longer, and I routed it different. And I put a cover on that line down there so this can't happen again. But the car has been, pretty reliable. I haven't had any issues with the tune, other than I tuned it initially with a bad intake gasket, so the AFR was all over the place. Once I changed the intake gasket out, I had it retuned, and it's been minty ever since. The only issue that I had is my Terminator has what's called a lazy O2 wideband sensor. So mine takes a while to warm up. Only some of them do it. Mine's one of the one that does it. So we had to do some modifications to the fuel tables and when we allowed the Terminator to make adjustments, because when we were first starting it up, I mean, you guys can see it on the floor here. The wideband wasn't at temperature, so it was reading just this ridiculous number, and it was just compensating all the fuel that it physically could, and the car would barely even stay running, and it was just spraying gas out of the back. But we got that fixed, and it's been good. But, you know, we really haven't had very many issues with the car. I had surgery and stuff, so I haven't messed with that. Still got to clean up some of the wiring and try and make it look nicer than what it does. But the car runs and drives. Everything still works as it should. There's a factory ECU harness. But yeah. Oh, and another self-inflicted wound that I had on this bad boy. So I have a aftermarket, I don't know if you can see it under the hood. No, you can't. But I have an aftermarket Clutch Master. Yeah, you can, it's right there. And it's a Willwood Clutch Master cylinder. 3/4 bore. And I forgot to put the retainer clip on the rod down here. Yeah, that shiny bit right there. There's a retainer clip, and I forgot to put that on. And when I went to push the clutch down after about 800 miles, it just shot that rod off. So I had no clutch. But that was, no big deal. But, everything works as it should. Oh my gosh, go away. Go away. Okay, so, but yeah, so the only thing that the car doesn't work, obviously, is the AC, but it's going to work. It's just, funds are a little hard right now. I'm going to school. I'm not working, so. But everything works like it should, except the push button start. Normally on these cars, when you push the push button start, it fires up, and you can just keep your foot on the clutch. The problem is the car doesn't know that this engine is in here. So when you push the clutch in, you got to start the car. Engine fires because I wired it all up to work on the factory push button start. Well, it doesn't know that the engine starts, so it keeps trying to start the engine until you let off the clutch. So when you start it, clutch in, hit the button, clutch out, good to go. But yeah, everything works as it should. I just got the sunroof working again. It wasn't working at all. And I actually replaced this whole unit because this was broke off. It was just cheaper to just buy this whole thing. And oh my gosh, there we go. So and the junkyard one came with LED lights, so that's cool. But yeah, let's see. Oof. Of course, carbon fiber trunk. Only way to go. Airlift performance. There's my tank. Compressor. I love this car. So, only thing still on the agenda for the car, I know it's filthy, look at this. The only thing still on the agenda for the car is getting the air conditioning working and BK2 front end conversion. You can see the headlights are over here. I already have the radiator core support over here. My wife has the bumper from her previous car, which was a BK2. Oh my God. I know you love me. Please go play. Come here. Come here. Yeah, you good boy. You good boy. Okay, go. Go play. Go on. Go play. Good old Rule King battery. Starting this bad boy up. My wife hates it, but I don't care. It works. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I've done recently. Had to install intake air temp sensor. Didn't have one of those. Got tired of people yelling at me for not running one. So, got peer pressured into buying one. I think that's it. It's been pretty solid. Put, a lot of miles on it. And I'd take it just about anywhere. I'm still a little shaky after the fire. It kind of freaks me out to drive it anywhere. But I mean, when you have so much money invested in catching on fire, it tends to rattle you a little bit. Go play. Go. Out. But yeah, so I'm in Indiana. So if anyone is interested or in the market, it's a garage kept car, as you can tell. So garage kept that these windows spend their life down. They never go up. So this hood is for sale. Never see sunlight other than to go to car shows. It is a VIS racing hood. I haven't even peeled the sticker off of it yet. But yeah, it doesn't work with the BK2 front end, and I need to buy a BK2 hood. And they're like $1,500. So, I'd let this one go for about $1,000. And honestly, I'd let that go and that carbon fiber grill go with it for $1,000. But if you're in the Indiana area and you need a carbon fiber hood for your BK1, reach out to your boy. It's so sad. But yep, that's it. Overall, I genuinely would recommend everyone do this swap. It isn't hard. I did it in a couple weeks using only my spare time. I would say it is a difficult swap to do if you don't have a lot of mechanical knowledge. But there's no knowledge that I had here, that I acquired, that wasn't readily available. So I didn't have any edge that anyone else wouldn't have. In this exact same scenario, the information is all out there. You just have to be willing to put the time in to learn how to do stuff like this. And it's worth it because, I make tons of money fixing and selling cars. This was just something cool that I did with my knowledge. So, yep, that's it. Peace.